Hey everybody, I am just sending this video to make it easier for me, but I talked to Bear. He called me today. He said that he did therapy today successfully because they gave him a hydrocodone. Felt much better. It took about 30 minutes to kick in, but once it did, he did great, and he said that's what he needed. He told the doctor he couldn't do it unless he had something stronger. So he said, he called me just now and he said he was finished for the day and that he was wiped out. But and he said, and then I looked in that mirror when I'm there, and he goes, I couldn't believe those were my legs. When I look at my legs, I think they're big, but in that mirror, they look like sticks. I look so skinny, but I am up 208. Before I came in here, I was 203, so I'm going in the wrong direction. I said, no, you're not. You're building muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat. But he was happy to find out more Home Depot stories. I guess that's a good thing. And we talked about that for a bit. And he said he was anxious to get home to check his email to make sure he could clean up all that stuff. And told him a little bit about Eileen getting on the computer and doing something with her Fidelity account. And he said, yes, she called me. And he goes, but she also told him that his was still locked. And he said he would fix it later. And I did say that Ellen has access to your email. She could probably clean up some of that junk so you don't have to go through all of it. And didn't say anything really about much else. I was trying to keep it positive and happy because I didn't want him to be feeling like we always talked about the same thing. But we did talk a little bit about all that. And I just told him that I felt like if it were him, if the roles were reversed, if I just said, if Eileen talks about her car again, I would just tell her, if it were me and I were, and you needed the car, I wouldn't get rid of it until you were, that you had something to drive. And he said, you can always tell her that and just say, I would appreciate it if you kept the car for me because I would do the same for you. And he goes, well, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. And I said, yeah, the last I heard is she's going to keep it and she's not going to give it to them right now. And I said, and her kids were using it and driving it anyway when they came into town. So maybe that's another reason because there's always a car for them and they don't have to rent one when they get off the airplane. But anyway, we didn't really talk too much about negative things. So he sounded really up. He sounded completely coherent and he seemed happy. So I just kept it happy and tried to make jokes and be silly and things like that. And told him since he's working his little hiney out and his legs, and I probably should start doing the same because God knows I'll need it. And then I told him that you're just going to get stronger from here. I'm glad you were able to do it today. It's just like boot camp. You're going to get better and better and stronger. And so he's hoping he'll get home in 10 days, which would be August 31st. So that would be good. All right, guys. Love y'all.